In the universe of television, few shows have managed to blend science, sentiment, and sitcom quite like The Big Bang Theory. Spanning 12 seasons, it introduced viewers to a quirky band of geniuses whose awkwardness and intellect became cultural hallmarks. Then came Young Sheldon, a prequel that pulled back the curtain on the origins of Sheldon Cooper, taking fans to his childhood home in East Texas. But as much as Young Sheldon deepened our understanding of Sheldon, it also introduced characters who, strangely, never made it into the Big Bang timeline. Some of these characters were pivotal in shaping young Sheldon's personality. Yet, when we journey forward into his adult life, they vanished. Were they forgotten, or is there a deeper narrative silence at play? Let's explore 8 young Sheldon characters who never appeared or were even mentioned in The Big Bang Theory, and what their absence could mean. 1. Tam Nguyen, the forgotten best friend. Tam was Sheldon's first best friend, a calm, cool, and accepting Vietnamese-American teen who counterbalanced Sheldon's intense eccentricity. He was there for him in school, through bullying, and even encouraged his first social experiences. Yet Tam is never mentioned in The Big Bang Theory, until a brief appearance in Season 12, where an adult Tam reunites with Sheldon and the reunion is awkward at best. Sheldon's cold reaction suggests a falling out, but the reasons are never fully explored. Was Tam a narrative placeholder for Sheldon's early social growth, meant to be forgotten when Sheldon outgrew emotional connections? Or is this a deeper reflection of Sheldon's struggle with long-term emotional memory? 2. Pastor Jeff, the spiritual anchor. Pastor Jeff is a comedic yet influential presence in Sheldon's upbringing. He represents the small-town church community that Sheldon often challenges with science and logic. Yet despite their many run-ins, Pastor Jeff contributes significantly to Sheldon's understanding of belief systems, even if Sheldon ultimately rejects them. His absence in The Big Bang Theory speaks volumes. Sheldon frequently debates religion with Leonard's mother or Howard, but never draws from his vivid religious upbringing or his complex interactions with Pastor Jeff. Perhaps this is intentional, an erased part of Sheldon's history that he compartmentalized to reconcile with his atheism. 3. Billy Sparks, the eccentric neighbor. Billy is the oddball kid next door. Socially awkward in his own right, Billy serves as a funhouse mirror to young Sheldon. Where Sheldon is intelligent and direct, Billy is simple and oddly poetic. The two share a tense but fascinating relationship. It's striking that Billy is never mentioned in Sheldon's adult life. Did he leave a lasting impression or fade into the fog of childhood memory? In a way, Billy represents the randomness of youth friendships, intense, strange, and often forgotten. 4. Brenda Sparks, the complicated neighbor. Brenda, Billy's mother, is a rough-edged, often sarcastic single mom. She frequently clashes with Mary Cooper, Sheldon's mother, over parenting, values, and life choices. Later seasons of young Sheldon even explore romantic tension between her and George Sr. Her absence in The Big Bang Theory is telling. If George had any emotional entanglement with Brenda, that could have influenced Sheldon's psyche and family trauma. Her exclusion from Sheldon's adult recollections suggests there are emotional depths he has actively blocked out, or simply never processed. 5. Principal Peterson, the first authority figure. Principal Peterson is a quiet, often overwhelmed school administrator who tries, without much success, to keep Sheldon in line. He's part of Sheldon's early exposure to institutional structures and how they deal with outliers like himself. Though not central to the show, Peterson is notable for being part of a system that repeatedly fails to accommodate Sheldon's intellect. The lack of any adult reflections on such early schooling experiences in The Big Bang Theory might reflect Sheldon's disdain for bureaucracy and why he prefers the autonomy of academic research. 6. Dr. Linklater, the second mentor. After Dr. Sturgis, Sheldon briefly studies under Dr. Linklater at college. Though less eccentric than Sturgis, Linklater represents another critical step in Sheldon's intellectual evolution. He's someone who tries to bridge the gap between Sheldon's brilliance and social development. Still, Sheldon never references him in adulthood, not even when discussing influential professors or mentors. This could highlight how Sheldon compartmentalizes phases of his life, or how only certain mentors, like Professor Proton, who becomes a long-running figure, matter to his internal narrative. 7. Paige Swanson, the rival prodigy. Paige is arguably the most intriguing omission. A fellow child genius, Paige is everything Sheldon is, brilliant, curious, but more emotionally balanced. Their dynamic is competitive, tender, and sometimes painful. Paige's absence from The Big Bang Theory is jarring. Was she forgotten by the writers, or did something significant happen in their youth to drive Sheldon to erase her from his memory? Her presence could have explained Sheldon's insecurities around other brilliant minds like Ramona Nowitzki or Leslie Winkle. The lack of reference to Paige suggests an unspoken tragedy or perhaps unprocessed feelings. 8. Audrey McAllister, Missy's friend and Sheldon's foil. While more of a peripheral character, Audrey is part of the social environment that constantly surrounds Sheldon in his youth. Her interactions with Missy and the family offer a sense of normalcy contrasted with Sheldon's intellectual whirlwind. She symbolizes the ordinary world Sheldon rejects. Her absence from the adult narrative fits the pattern. Sheldon rarely acknowledges the people who didn't fit into his academic or scientific life. That absence reinforces the theme that Sheldon's memory and narrative is selective. Why it matters. The silence around these characters in The Big Bang Theory isn't just a product of continuity gaps or creative oversight. It's a storytelling device. Sheldon is someone who structures his life around control, logic, and predictability. Remembering the people who shaped his emotional and social growth, many of whom don't fit into his adult worldview, could unravel that structure. In essence, the young Sheldon characters not mentioned in The Big Bang Theory reflect the idea that personal evolution often involves shedding parts of our past. Not because they weren't important, but because they were too important, and too painful, to carry forward. And maybe, in some quiet corner of Sheldon Cooper's vast mental archive, they're still there. Would you like a version of this as a blog post or with images?